all, folks. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. My one and only, never gonna happen again TED Talk.
Oh, that was exhausting. It's fine.
This is a package from Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin. He has two questions for me. And some toys I can play with. Oh, these are seeds. They can still count as toys. Peter wants to know what the consequences of the Green Revolution were. The consequences to the Green Revolution were erosion and exhaustion in the soil, which causes the soil to either just be unusable or greatly diminished for the next year. Because the soil is diminished, it gets less crops can grow in it, which is ironic because it's less crops can grow on it, but it's caused by growing more crops on it. So it's ironic that by growing more crops, it causes less crops. Understand? Another consequence to the Green Revolution was the increase of chemicals, because the increase of chemicals and pesticides in the crops to like ward off, well, pests and bugs, it caused pollution of fresh water sources, and it can cause the pollution of fresh water sources, which is bad because those aren't really things that humans should be drinking, because they're meant to kill things. So we kind of hurt to drink that. So the economic consequences. Farmers lost independence because the big corporations they made hybrid seeds. They made some hybrid seeds where you can't just use the seeds from whatever that grows. You need to buy more of their seeds to actually grow more, because the hybrid seeds make it so that each generation produces less and less crops each time. So you need to buy new ones every single time that you plant them. I hate big corporations. These corporations also made their own pesticides where you can only use them on their seeds. So if you buy seeds from Southern Seed Factory, I don't know, and you try to use pesticides from Western Seed Factory, it will not work, because you need the Western Seed Factory pesticides and seeds for the pesticides to work on the seeds, and then same with the stuff. So once again, big corporations controlling everyone. Peter's second question is, what advancements defined the Green Evolution? I think, like, in my personal opinion, I think that the biggest advancement that defines the Green Evolution would be the crossbreeding and the more mechanization, because the crossbreeding it borders on GMOs, but it's not, because GMOs is more taking DNA from one thing and inserting it into another, when crossbreeding is combining two things to make one. And I think that crossbreeding is one of the defining scientific advancements, because it's revolutionary, basically. I mean, yes, it was used to control farmers by the big businesses, but it is still revolutionary, because without crossbreeding and everything like that, like selective breeding and stuff, we wouldn't have corn. And corn is great. Who doesn't love corn? Only freaks. I think that increased mechanization is a defining factor of the Green Revolution, because I like to say that it's a defining factor that shows the progress of how far we come, because it went from like having like semi-automatic machines in the 19th century, and then like 100 years later, tractors.
Just right there. Just tractors. And tractors are cool. Tractors are cool too. Tractors are cool.
Thanks to increased mechanization, there is greater efficiency in farming, because it was efficient to farm because food, but you can feed more when you have machines because it's less burdening. Because before, like arthritis, you get to a point where you can't really do much anymore because you're always stressing out your joints. But thanks to machines, you don't have to worry about that, because it's just like step on gas or push a cart. So it's great for extending the limits of the human body, basically. Two other defining factors would probably be synthetic fertilizer and chemical pesticides, because the synthetic fertilizer specifically is a great substitution to normal fertilizer, because there's more that can be produced, and it's not as nasty as using like
Cow poop.
you know Like, no. And then the chemical pesticides, you can just like spray it on your crops, and it keeps away, well, pests. Instead of you having to like go through whack or something, or like comb through the fields and brush and pluck out every single pest, it made managing farms and crops way easier. Going back a little, this is what I call crossbreeding. We took these two seeds, combined them to make this, but because of
Big corporations.
each generation of these, so each year that you plant these and grow them and whatever comes out of them, the seeds from these, its amount gets closer and closer to its original size of its father. So this yields less crops every year of planting, but for the first year it yields way more crops than expected. At least more than expected from a tiny thing like this.